Hey guys, welcome to the 30-day project, day 10. It's a pleasure to have you guys with me today, and I pray that you guys stick with me this entire journey as I plan to inspire you in some way. I hope, at bare minimum, I can entertain you. Let's get into today's topic. So, before I get into today's topic, I'm going to start changing things up a little bit. I know in my past videos, I believe I tended to sound stressed. By no means do I want to sound stressed. I might be it, I might feel it, but we are followers of Christ. We do not get stressed. We just fix whatever is trying to stress us. So I guess it must be the way I talk. Maybe I was down. I'll try to keep things upbeat. And I know I may sound a little robotic at times. I know I might sound like I'm prolonging my words. Just know, first and foremost, I'm not a voice actor. I'm far from being a YouTuber. I have no real skills other than my audio stuff. So please bear with me. But I want to just keep things moving forward. I want to switch gears on how I make my videos. I want to get them a little bit more upbeat. So when I talk, I'm not going to sound so drowned out, I guess, no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, because it's not the message that I want to give you guys. You guys are here because I'm trying to inspire you and show you that I found a way, okay? And that way is through Jesus. Now, if I'm sounding like I'm drowning and I'm hurting or, I'm in pain and stressed, nobody's going to want to go down that road. I need to practice what I preach. I need to show and prove. And basically, no one is going to believe me if I'm not even taking my own advice. So, with that being said, let's get this show started, and let's get it started in the most positive way. Before I get into today's topic, I just want to give a brief update to what's going on. And if you're new here, please go and check out the first 3 videos, as that's an introduction to what I have going on here. It will give you a total insight, and it will basically give you an understanding of what this project is all about. So, the update. The inevitable has happened, as our worst case scenario has taken form. Yep, you got it. The sheriffs did come, and he did issue us a 14-day notice to vacate the premises. Now, to make a long story short, the sheriff was actually really, really nice. Not like in Suffolk County, where they bang on your door and have no problem announcing to the entire world that it's time to you're going to be evicted. This guy did it with dignity. He did it very calmly. He didn't talk down to me. My neighbors are outside, and he kept it on a hush. And usually they give a 7-day notice, but we actually got a 14-day notice, which was shocking to me. So that was a positive. And the other positive thing out of it, he told me indirectly without really telling me. He basically said, the moving company that will be evicting us is extremely busy, and at bare minimum, have this move or this eviction take process until about a minimum of 30 days. So I have it in my mind that as of the first week of October, we have 30 days from there, which will be in the first week of November. Now, this is something that's very, very ironic, because in the beginning, when we first moved here to this house, there was this plaque that was sitting on the table. It looked like it was from Japan. It had a black rock, and the words were in English, and it basically said to I don't remember the exact words because I don't have it anymore, but it said, "This is your new home. This is your destiny. something to that effect. And it was really cool looking, very nice. And I just figured, well, oh, this was a very nice housewarming gift from my landlord. Now, the crazy thing is, when I thanked my landlord for the gift, he had no idea what I was talking about. He says, "We never bought you that gift." And when I showed it to them, they said, "We never saw that. And this is the first time we ever saw that in our lives." Now, as I put it on the shelf, I felt that God was speaking to me. And he said this: "I know that you've been through many, many homes, bouncing around, but this is your final resting place. You're not going to leave this house unless you buy your own home, or I'm going to come. It's going to be basically the rapture." So he's giving me a heads up and making it feel like, basically, God basically made me feel like this would be the last place that we would be, either before the rapture comes or we own our own home. Now, we are absolutely in no way, shape, or form capable of buying our own home. Now, I'm not trying to make any predictions. I'm not trying to say this is exactly what's going to happen. And of course, what's going on this week, it just seems like the birth pains are increasing. The war that Israel has declared, and we all know that's very biblical. That's something to really pay attention to. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but in my gut and in my heart, I do feel like that's the beginning of sorrows and possibly the start of the tribulation. But regardless of what's going on, regardless of what you feel, we all should always be rapture ready, period. So what do I mean when I say God plants the seeds and you must water them? Well, God, I don't know if you notice it or not. Hopefully, if you're a Christian, you do. You notice and appreciate all the great things that God does for you. But let's face it, sometimes we don't. However, we really need to be on the lookout for our seeds. For example, you may get offered a job. You may have a new opportunity. You may meet a new person. Maybe you're single and you may look at that person as a potential spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Whatever you have going on in your life, you really got to notice the seeds that God is planting, because at the time, they're just seeds, okay? He's putting that person in your life. He's putting that opportunity in your life. But it is up to you to water them. Now, how do you water them? You got to follow up. You have to pray on it. God, is that person that you put into my life? Is that my future wife? Is that my future soulmate? God, that opportunity, is that an opportunity that you put in my life, Father? Because if so, I want to water that seed and I want it to grow. That's the only way you can really harvest what you have in your life. That's the only way you can really move forward. Because what happens is, they might not be seeds from God. They may be just, I don't know, coincidences or things that just pop up. But you have to find out first and foremost. That's the most important thing. Now, the next step is, it's just like gardening. After your seeds are planted, after they're watered, and they start to grow, what do you have to do now? You have to maintain their growth. Now, the way to maintain your growth is, of course, it's always different in every situation. But for the most part, it really takes patience, it takes prayer, and it takes a lot of work, depending on what seeds God has given you. But the good news is that if it's from God and those seeds have been planted and you watered them and you were successful at keeping them maintained and they grew into something very, very big and flourishing, guess what? Now it is time to harvest those blessings. And that could come in the form of having the most beautiful marriage, having the most beautiful time with your children. I mean, there's so many different ways and so many different things that God does for us. Now it's time to go on that vacation because God planted you a seed of promotion. Now it's time to take advantage of all the great things that God has given you. And believe me, the God that we serve, I know He gave you guys seeds of greatness. And although the storm comes, remember this. What is a storm? It's just water. So all you need to do is take that storm and utilize the water to make your seeds grow even faster. I know these things are easier said than done. However, God just wants us to try our best. See y'all tomorrow.